today with two of the best dating specialists, dating coaches in Montreal. Well, I traveled a lot, and like I've met in the last couple of months. In the last 6 months, I met maybe like more than 20 people who pretend to know how to actually like give advice on dating, or people who actually think that they can. But a lot of those people would be watching a lot of YouTube videos, for example, and then just like copying what they hear. And only few people are taking action and can actually go ahead and make that conversation and make things happen. And I think, in my opinion, you two so far are the best people in that industry. And I'm very happy to have you. I'm very honored to have you on my first.
Thanks.
On my first episode. So I have Limo here. How old are you?
21.
21 years old, awesome. We have Louise, 25? 31. So we will have like different kind of like schools of dating, different kind of generations that will give us a little bit of insight of what is going on and how we can find a girlfriend, how we can find love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Well, can you tell us a little bit like how you started, maybe like a little bit about what got you into like teaching guys how to
I got into teaching because friends would ask me for advice. I would go out, I would socialize, I would talk to girls, and a lot of my friends were asking me what I was doing and how I was doing it, and observing me and asking me for advice. And I was taking up all this information and this data at first. Like I was like, why not? I didn't really have a hard time getting a girlfriend before. I had dated various women throughout my teens and into adulthood. But I just saw this industry and I thought it was interesting, and I thought going out with a purpose, going out with some strategies, maybe understanding relationships better, maybe understanding the dynamic better between two people that are interested in each other, creating interest and then capitalizing on that interest, became something kind of like a hobby for me. So people started asking me what I thought. I was taking in this information, I was practicing, like you said. And I got into coaching that way. I mean, I started meeting people in the industry. I started to charge people to go out.
Okay.
It seemed like I had a good idea of what it was to socialize and to interact with people and to quote unquote seduce, right? I mean,
at what point did you start to charge people?
I think I went out like 5 times a week.
Okay.
Or whenever I got the chance with friends. I met some really cool guys getting into this community, and they're not all like antisocial, awkward types. A lot of them are just regular guys that want to learn and practice. It's kind of like an art form, so I started going out with these guys a lot. I think I went out for about 2 years and a half solid.
And that's how you knew all the promoters? That's how you...
Before we get into that, I just want you to introduce yourself a little bit.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your story, how you got into game, where are you standing right now. Just a little bit about yourself, and I will come into more detail.
Yeah, I'm just too curious.
Yeah.
It's the first time we meet, so...
Sure.
We've talked before, though.
Yeah, but really, like, surface level talk.
I've seen some of your stuff, and we've talked, surface level stuff. We haven't had a discussion about your stuff yet.
So...
it's good to see you, by the way.
Yeah, good to see you, too. Yeah, so how I started. So first of all, like I was living in Tunisia before coming to Montreal. In Tunisia, we have a pretty high nightlife. Like we always go out. There's a lot of like clubs there, and it's a pretty exotic country. So like the girls are, they're pretty conservative.
Okay.
Most of the country, but the bubble where we live in, like the major city.
Okay. What was the name of the city for the people?
It's Tunis. Yeah.
Tunis. Okay.
Okay. In there, the girls are more like very like they have this American mentality lifestyle. Like they want to be like the high movie stars and stuff like that.
Okay. Perfect.
They have a more how to say, like a more modern way of thinking than most of the country.
And then you went from Tunisia to Montreal, or did you do
I went from Tunisia to Montreal then, like 3 years ago. And how I started about game, I first had a girlfriend actually in high school.
Okay.
I had a girlfriend, and she was like one of the prettiest girl in my high school. Okay. How did we get together? It was like because honestly I've never, like before having 17 years old, I was always kind of shy with girls. Okay. Like I was always like, I knew I had some looks, but I wasn't very confident.
Okay,
I was
you were
very
not
shy.
capitalizing on that.
Yeah, I was very shy. I had some past experiences when I was younger that were kind of like kind of weird. Like once I had a girlfriend for like a day in school, and I was so shy. Like,
we all have that. We all have that. So that's fine.
I still have that.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it was so bad. And then when I had 17 in my we call that première in the French system. When I turned 17, I was 17 at that point.
And that was time you were in Tunisia or you were here?
I was in Tunisia. Okay. Yeah, I was in Tunisia. It was my last year in Tunisia. So there was this girl, actually like a 10 in my school, and she was there, and a lot of people were like speculating on internet, like, hey, you should be with this girl, and even on her profile, they were like, hey, you should be with this guy. So everybody was speculating on, like, it's freaking hot in here. Yeah. Everybody was.
I don't want to open the window, but you wanted the audio.
Everybody was speculating, like, hey, you should be with this guy, and from the girl's side, hey, you should be with this guy. So we decided together, like we met once at a party, and we made out and stuff like that, and we decided to be together. And after that,
so you broke up with her. It's gonna be like the same story, like
no, she actually broke up with me.
Okay. And you broke up as the
she broke up, but it didn't even last like a month. It was like so bad. So then I decided like to what the fuck, like why is this happening to me, like why
and you
why
decided
am I like
to take action.
So I decided to take action. I decided that I want to be a better man. I wanted to like learn this dynamics. I didn't want to make the same mistake. So I started going to the gym. I started going like at 17 I was going into my YouTube, and I was going to look at some French pickup artists at that time. I wasn't looking at RSD and all the other companies, like the American companies. I was looking at French pickup artists. I don't know if you guys know Nicolas Dolto, or I don't know. Maybe you know.
I don't know.
And so I discovered that whole world of like, you can be a better man. You can learn to seduce women. It's not something that is like as soon as you. It's not something that you're born with. It's something that you can work on and that you can really like. A skill, yeah.
Your masculinity.
Exactly.
Now, what I want to ask you guys. Yeah, exactly. What I want to ask you, you come from Brazil, you come from Tunisia. Do you think that like where you're coming from affects a little bit like the way that you play game? Because I have a lot of Brazilian friends, for example, and I know that like when they go to clubs, when they go out, they automatically have that thing that they want to talk to people.
Highly social. They're talking to people.
They have that thing. Like I even have like I have a lot of Brazilian friends actually, and some of them told me, I'm not sure if it's true or not, in Sao Paulo that people will go out like everybody will be talking to everybody. So that also comes with the culture. I know that I'm Lebanese, so I know with the Tunisian and Lebanese culture, we don't have that concept of approach that much. Do you think that helped you with your game?
I moved here when I was really young.
Okay.
I visited every year. My cousins as well, and they had relationships, and they had girlfriends, and they had friends, and they were highly social and very happy to see each other, and they were like a big group of friends, and the girl was friends with all the girls that were dating the guys, and the guys were friends.
Okay.
You know, so it's like that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, it's like what you see in the movies, a little bit Fast and Furious. You know, a lot of
everybody's
groups. You know?
Everybody's like they've known each other for a really long time. They're all friends with each other. They all do things together. They hang out. They go to the gym. They go to festivals. They go to beach clubs. They go to regular clubs. They go to bars. They go to shows. They're always doing stuff with each other.
Okay.
Like even my cousin had gotten out of a relationship, and he was able to maintain a friendship with his ex-girlfriend because they had different activities and anchors and relationships with like different people and stuff like that. So it was just like a big group of people that knew each other. So it wasn't necessarily awkward.
Okay.
I noticed like when I do go, there's etiquette. And there's like social grace.
Okay. What do you say? Etiquette.
What is how you behave, the proper way of behaving, the acceptable, like respectful way of doing things that comes with like a certain kind of moral compass or whatever, right?
Okay. And you think you absorbed that? You think that culture that you had back home, you absorbed that and you applied it here, or you were just...
Right now, since I got into game, everywhere I go, whenever I travel, if it's the States, if it's South America, if it's different clubs, different groups, social groups, stuff like that. One thing is like, we're talking about like coming from a natural background. I think as far as like game is concerned, he had a girlfriend, I had a girlfriend. Yeah. We dated. We weren't, really aware of what we were doing necessarily back then. We didn't have this cognitive, this cognizant kind of approach towards
social acuity.
Exactly. Acuity, systematic, like understanding of our role, vis-a-vis how we're relating to people and stuff like that. So we didn't really necessarily understand that. I don't think. But people are like, well, you had a girlfriend, so you're a natural. You know, like I got into the game because I slept with a girl and I thought she was cool and I wanted to make her my girlfriend. So I'm like, how do I make this work?
And then you went online.
So I went online and I looked this stuff up, and then I saw these videos and I saw these cool guys, and they weren't weird. They weren't, you know, doing antisocial stuff, like maybe like isolating or like doing things that are marginalized or whatever, for better or for worse. I mean, you know, nowadays I think everyone's open to different hobbies, and like, you know, you can be into metal music and still date a girl who is into the gym a lot, or you can be yourself into the gym a lot and you're into like metal music, and you can have tattoos and still do business, or vice versa. Stuff like that. Like, it's a more open-minded culture, or open-minded to different cultures. But like, yeah, like I do pick up on stuff when I go to Brazil. I see how people act. I see social circle a lot. You know, you can't necessarily cold approach people
in Brazil
or in Natal, where I'm from.
Okay.
Like, that are part of different groups. There's a respect that you have to pay,
of course,
to like the other guys and stuff like that. But if you're like in a big festival with like a world famous DJ, you can walk up to any girl and like start making out right away if you're calibrated and if she likes you.
What I want to ask you, what I've been asked a lot of times actually, every time that I talk to a girl and I'm saying like, okay, so this is what we're doing, I ask, when was the last time that you were actually approached? And that I ask every single, like, not the girl that I'm approaching, I'm talking about like my friends or in any social situation. What I realize is every time that I ask this question, the girl's going into her mind, in her memory, like long time ago, to find that approach that she's going to talk about for half an hour. And like, I'm comparing ourselves today to like we're more connected at any time with all social media, internet and everything. But I don't think in the 70s or the 80s, nobody was actually doing that. They were just cold approaching. Like, any girl will tell you like so many. She was like, oh, I'm like so bothered by guys because they're always approaching me. So today we live in a society that does not approach.
You assume guys, you would think guys would approach much more, and the norm is to be glued to your telephone.
But I want to understand, what I want to ask you guys is, before we get technical into that, I want to understand, why do you guys think that this is not happening? Like, what's the problem with, at least this is the way I started like questioning myself when I was seeing a girl in the metro, in a bus. What is blocking that person from actually doing that approach, in your opinion? You can start, and I'm going to hear both.
There's two layers in this. The first layer is more like technical. He doesn't know what he's going to say. He doesn't know, like, he's thinking about, I want this to be perfect. I want to talk to this girl and I want to succeed. And he has this image, this expectation in his head, like, of how the interaction should go. And he actually doesn't know like how to go from point A. He just saw her, he doesn't know her. To point B, he actually take his number or close her. And a lot of guys like this technicality, but the other layer is also the limiting beliefs and the past traumas maybe that he has, or the past experiences that he has that are holding him back. For example, I don't know, if in his childhood he was rejected a lot and he has these past experiences, now he's gonna have this blockage. It's almost like he had this beach ball in the beach. This beach ball in the beach. I'm starting to like that example. And he's trying to swim, but he has like this beach ball that's gonna pop out at every moment, and that doesn't let him like navigate.
Is that the fear? Are we talking about the fear? Are we talking about this emotional roller coaster?
It's almost like another metaphor. It's almost like he has a car. That isn't aerodynamic. That he has like parachutes on the side that are holding him back. And this is all of that is his past traumas, his past fears, and his past experiences.
Okay, so it's basically like the experience that he had in the past, whether it was good or bad. If it was good, it's gonna push him to do it. If it was bad, it's just gonna block him. Plus the technicality, what to say, how to kind of like, if there's other people in the group, how to kind of come in. If they're not very social, basically, as a human beings, it's gonna be a lot more harder.
Right? Or even if he's social, maybe he's not social in that moment, specifically that moment in point.
So even so it's depending also. I like that a lot, because even for me, as a very social person that will go out and talk to a lot of people anytime, anywhere, I would find it a lot difficult at the gym, for example, still until now, even with a lot of practice, and I can mainly talk to anybody that I want, anywhere, anytime. The gym, for example, is very challenging. I kind of still feel that, I don't know, blockage, technicality, I'm not sure what is it. I'm still trying to figure out what that is, but I completely understand that blockage. What do you think of, Lou, of that? What is blocking today? Because we are talking about personal stuff. It was technicalities and like whatever conditioning, but at the same time, we're talking about only 1% or 2% of the guys in the world are doing that. So it's not just, I feel like it's not just personal, there's a bigger picture as well to that.
It's kind of silly to say like dating coach. I think it's silly. Even when I see like professionals that are doing this, I'm still like, yeah, but ideally it's like, it's a philosophy, it's a technique, it's a strategy, it's a lifestyle.
It's lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Yeah, you learn how to recognize things in people that they're doing because you're socialized. The fact that we need people to be socialized is a sign of the time.
As he was saying, we have some stuff blocking us from personal experiences. We have missing technicality, kind of like what do I say, how do I calibrate somehow, and experience, technicality, experience, I think that comes in the same box. And society, as you mentioned. Today, especially with the rise also of feminism, you know, there's a lot of people, there is a lot of like pressure kind of like on guys in a way.
Yeah.
Now,
I
love that. Like I love feminism. I love what's happening because first of all, for the economy now, girls are working and now it's like double the productivity, and I think the future is very promising. But
equality, not feminism. Equality.
Yeah, equality. No, but I mean, you need somebody that is pushing on one side. So that's what's happening. Yeah. So I understand what's happening, but at the same time, that is putting a lot of pressure, I think, on guys, because guys are like, oh, what should I offer before they can offer financial securities, protection, stuff like that. And now they have everything. And guys are still confused of what they have to offer, right? So I think society has a lot of thing to do with that too. And I feel it's sad because even if I talk to the most confident, like I was talking with my friend the other time, Liz, and she's a very confident woman, like she's like an alpha woman, you know, you don't fuck with her, right? But then she was telling me about that approach that she had, and the guy was kind of like aggressive. She was like, oh, give me your Instagram or your number. She's like, oh, I'm in a relationship. So he takes the phone and he puts the number.
Really?
And she's describing it as she doesn't like it, but I look in her in the eyes and I know he got it and she remembered it in a good way. So I think like you shouldn't just take people's phone out of their hands, but I mean, if you're calibrated, if you're fun and playful, I think it's really sad that guys are just looking at a girl they like and they're not approaching, because a lot of the time the girl is actually waiting for that. Like she'll be happy to receive that kind of compliment or that opener.
And don't forget, girls, women in general, for whatever reason, whether it's just their nature, whether it's genetic, whether it's, you know, code, like ancestry that's been like programmed.
Code, I like that. The female code.
But it's true. They're more socialized.
They're more socialized.
Their female brain is amazing. Like they pick up on cues that us men can't even pick up.
Yeah, but that also comes with.
They pick up on social cues. They know they deal with each other. They deal with men. They deal with reproduction value. They deal with reputation differently.
Yeah.
Only now are we kind of finding a middle ground where they're doing it as much as men or vice versa to an extent. Okay. Obviously it's different, but they pick up on stuff that we don't. So like if you're a highly social guy who picks up on social cues and understands how to be proactive and how to be productive and how to be calibrated and create these opportunities and, you know, capitalize on these opportunities that you're creating and circumnavigate the psyche of people.
Okay.
How you talk, how you express yourself.
That's part
you understand society, right? The pressures of society, and you can adjust, right? You can take the pressure of being an influencer. You can take the pressure of being a millennial. You can take the pressure of having all this information out there. You can take the pressure of not having a private life like you used to. You know, you can take the pressure of your reputation, of your image. You can take the pressure of commitment. You can take, you know, of your career and like your personal life and everything kind of being transparent.
And
like dealing with people, you know, is one of them. Having a social circle, being consistent with your approach, having morals, values, all that stuff. If you can take that and work it, like when I stop a girl in the mall, she looks around to see if anybody's looking. If anybody looks at me, they're just going to look for 5 seconds, be like, yeah, that's just like a confident male who's going after what he wants, and they're going to look away. If I'm creepy and weird and shy and anxious about it, and I don't care, and this is something I talk about also, like if you're a sociopath
Yeah.
You do things that are shameful, but you don't give a shit, right? And a lot of people don't give themselves leeway mentally to try new things because they're so scared of and that paranoia or that insecurity or that pressure they put on themselves.
So they never try new things.
So
they're just stuck in their head and they're
stuck
just
in
doing
trauma.
it over,
they're stuck
over
in trauma
and over again.
before they can even learn technique. And sometimes people watch these videos and even learn techniques.
Now, just talking about techniques, I want to ask a question here because a lot of people, like, we're assuming that everybody knows game, and I think a lot of people that will be watching that does not really understand that the concept of game or what is it exactly. So, what I want to ask you, I'll ask this question for Limo. Is there, like, let's say we're talking about the approach, the simple concept of seeing someone that you might like for some reason, if it was the looks or they did like some kind of like body language that you're interested in, the way they're dressed up, whatever you like about them, and you want to take that decision to walk there and just start the conversation. Once you get there, is there like a strategy? Is there something that you're doing, or are you just going there and just starting a conversation?
Yeah.
So is there a technical side to that?
Yeah, there's a technical side, but also the paradox is at the same time that there is a technical side, there really isn't a lot of technicality out there. Like, a lot of people are trying to complicate things, especially on the internet. Like, it has to be this technique, you have to say that, you have to do this. But at the core of it, like, it just has to be natural, non-creepiness, conveying non-creepiness, non-neediness. And
you're seeing somebody at the metro today.
Yeah.
Limo is walking down the metro. He has his speaker on, reading his 12 laws of life, you know. And you see this girl sitting. She has her earphones, sitting down, and you see her. What do you do? What do you do? Teach us.
First thing, like, if she's cute, I'm thinking to myself, how can I make myself have fun right now? How can I make this situation cool? How can I, and then I just go there. I'm aware that if I take too much time to talk to her, I'm going to be in my head. So as soon as I see her, I try to really like
minimize the time.
Limit the time of reaction. So 3-5 seconds, I go in. I say, I don't know, I can say, hey, what's up? I just saw you. You seemed interesting or something. Or I can make, for example, if she's wearing special shoes, or if she has like special tattoo.
So you gotta
or something.
make it situational.
Yeah, make situational.
Like direct, situational.
Yeah.
Is there like what's up with pickup lines? Like, before, everybody was like in the 2000s, early 2000s, everybody was selling pickup lines everywhere. And I was like, oh, this is pickup line to do that. Pickup line to get a girlfriend. Pickup line to get laid. Pickup line. What's happening to pickup lines?
Pickup lines can work if you have the right emotion behind it, because a lot of people are stuck in the content, in the phrase that they're gonna repeat, but they don't pay attention to the emotion behind that phrase.
What I would say is, like, if it adds value to your vibe and your congruency, which is like how authentic you are, like what you're saying, what you're feeling, how you're acting is all in unison. You're being like transparent to an extent, and you're in the moment, and you don't have an agenda necessarily. You're just evaluating, like, is this person cool? You're already in abundance. You're dating girls. You're doing all that stuff. So, like, your life is pretty complete. And then you're using canned routine, and a lot of guys will go straight for the canned routine.
Canned routine. What do you mean by canned routine?
Canned routine is like stuff that you
learn,
lines.
Like something that you're in a story that you're thinking about, and then you're like you're regurgitating it, and like obviously if you go out enough and you talk to enough people, you're gonna find patterns, and that's how it evokes. That's how it emerges, rather.
Okay, so basically, instead of like memorizing those stuff, you're just gonna go out more and more, and then you're gonna find yourself talking about the different stories that bring you good reaction, and you're just gonna repeat.
And I think
you can repeat that.
That's
That's
how it starts, right? But I mean, some guys will really learn like from A to Z. This is how I'm gonna act. This is how she's gonna react. This is what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Is that good or bad?
This is sad.
It's not good. It's not good or bad. It's just like, again, if you're using, like, I use pickup lines, but like sarcastically, to like show that I think it's ridiculous that guys actually say this shit to girls that I.
Can you give us an example?
Oh, hey baby, what's up? Like, or like, hey, sweet, like, I don't talk like that.
You don't go like.
I don't talk like that.
Are you from
girls.
Tennessee? Because you're the only Tennessee.
Like, you can say that sarcastically with the idea behind it that it's crazy and ridiculous, and most guys will do that kind of shit. And then you can like make it into an inside joke that you're like making fun of most guys, and that can like have an effect or an impact on her if she's. If she understands what you're doing.
All right.
But that's not I mean, you can say,
So you still can say like ridiculous stuff. If you're having fun, you're out in the club. If you put something out there, but you're feeling good vibe and you're just having fun, there's no problem with it.
There's no problem.
But if you're going and you're like, you have something in your mind that you want to say, you just throw it, but the vibe behind it is not good.
You're generating something that's like self-sufficient and positive, and you're able to like have conversations with people, and like you're not needing their approval or permission to do stuff. And again, calibration, it's like you say, I don't need your permission. It's like, well, what are you going to do? It's like, well, I might like show interest without caring about your reaction, and calibrate your reaction until you are on board with me and you understand that it's like, I find you cool. Like I thought you were interested and I came to meet you. I'm a high value guy. I have my shit together. I take care of myself. I'm doing good in like most facets of my life, like business, wealth, health, relationships.
That's cool.
So
we're gonna talk about.
You're congruent.
More. I think a lot of the things that I've seen with you guys that I think that is the main element to your good game is confidence. We're gonna talk about that in a while, but what I want to talk about is like, now we're talking about the approach. I want to focus on that little thing because I think this is really
all I'm saying is pickup lines aren't dead, but like I wouldn't resort to depending on
what I want to know, because you guys taught a lot of guys. If you haven't taught like so many, you have gone out a lot and you have talked to so many people. So right now I know that I can go out to any place in Montreal, anywhere in the world, and we're just gonna start talking to people. There's no problem. There's no barriers at all, right? So what is it that you find with guys that have like, what is the number one difficulty that people have when they say, like, let's say you're like, oh, do that approach, or you talk to them, what is the number one like difficulties that is having? What is
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, not knowing what
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a
classic one. Yeah, number one. I don't know what to say.
Not knowing what to say, or I have approach anxiety.
Yeah, or they're stuck.
Approach.
Like
And if I did, I wouldn't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
And how do we deal with that? How do you, like, in terms of coaches, like, let's say, how do
there's
you
so much
mentor?
layers, but
How do you mentor someone? Like, let's say I have no idea how to do that. I'm like, okay, so now I have to do like, I don't know what to say. I'm in the bar. The group is over there. What do you tell me in like 15 seconds to kind of like push me into that interaction?
If you couldn't go talk to a girl while I'm with you, I will bring the girl to you.
Because
I'll make you desensitize until you accept and understand that it's not a big, or I'll do it in front of you multiple times. I'll start making out with girls in front of you.
And that's a good one, because sometimes when the guy is really stifled and he really can't approach, when you do the shit he wants to do, like in front of him, he has like, it's like negativity anchors of learning. So you're making him learn by negative experiences. So you're actually like taking his girl, because let's say he's attracted to a girl and he wants to talk to her, and he's so stifled that he can't. Now what you do is that you go and actually talk to that girl he wanted to talk to. And you actually like create this negativity in him that pushes him to actually go. And you motivate him. You say you see, now you're being a pussy. You see what I did? So now you're like, you're motivating him negatively so that he takes action.
That's really good. I think learning through pain
and showing him what's possible too.
Showing him what's possible.
Exactly. I think like
a lot of the time, guys, he's like, no, I can't approach, and then you do it in front of them, and then they'll be like, really, that's it? And then they'll do it themselves after the fact. They'll just be like, okay, cool, it's fine. Or they get frustrated to the point where that becomes leverage. As long as they don't like get into like a dark place and they're like, I'm not enough, or this is not working, or whatever. But if it's like you build leverage and you're like, okay, this is frustrating. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? Why can't I do it? Fuck, I'm going to do it. And then you're in it and it's exciting. It's like jumping out of an airplane.
When you talk to any girl and about that subject in particular, they will all tell you that like the secret to their heart, the key to their heart is confidence, right? You guys?
Yeah.
What does confidence mean in that? Like,
it's like the belief that you can handle situations. But then it's like if you have confidence and no consistency.
What is confidence? Like, what is confidence in terms
of? The belief that you can handle different situations. That's how I see it. The belief in yourself, the belief in your skill, the belief in your intelligence, the belief in your social cues, the belief in your ability, the belief in your status, whatever it is.
Certain sense of entitlement. I don't like to use entitlement, but it's true, like certain sense of like...
the result would look like entitlement.
So entitlement...
And a lot of it comes from references.
Expectation.
It comes from references. Like if you had previous good experiences and you have positive patterns that repeated themselves. Like, for example, you have the positive patterns that you can generate $500 a day for like the multiple weeks.
Okay, so
now you have that
gain
confidence
the
that you can make money.
So
if
you
have
can
a
be
pattern
watching. Okay, I see.
If you have
That's
the
very
pattern that
interesting.
you talk to many girls and 80% of the time it went well, now you have this like confidence this reference experiences that make you confident that you have this entitlement.
Okay, so it's related directly to experience. You can't have confidence without experience.
It's going to be fake. It's going to be a fake.
You can have confidence without experience, but you're not going to know what to do and how to do it, and that comes with experience.
It's like fake it till you make it. It's like you have this confidence, but it's very like
process.
But I mean, again, it's like it's more than just confidence, because you can be sensitive about something. You can be self-deprecating about something that you're super confident about, and that's maybe more advanced, but it's like you can role play a range of emotions that you're not necessarily tied to.
Okay.
To show,
I'm not sure I understand.
Show the arc of like the possibility, and like the girl will be fully into it. So
can you explain that?
I think I'm not sure, but I think what he says is like, of course you can be confident, like,
but you can be other stuff too.
Yeah, you can be confident and convey your personality in a different range of emotions for maybe like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. But then if you stay like 8 hours with a girl, it's very hard to fake your core.
Yeah,
and
so the consistency matters a lot.
Yeah,
the authenticity matters a lot. The real, true reference, the knowledge that you can handle things, the experience that you've done it before. Even when you're insecure, you took risks.
Okay.
And you learned, and over time, right? I feel like that plays a lot. And so, like, a lot of guys can fake being cool for an hour.
Yeah.
Right. But if you have that, if you're like, that's why girls at work, they don't just like you. They really like you, and it's not like they have to date you. They just like you.
Girls at work, you mean?
Because they see you every day.
Okay. So when you work with people, they see your core values, they see who you are, and then they'll be able to connect with you a lot.
Right. And so your ability to emote.
How do we make it faster? Like, how can we get people, or like guys?
In a club, you take her from point A to point B to point C to point A to point D to point C to point A to point B to.
So you're just going around her,
taking her out, get her socially hooked. Touch her, talk to her, look at her calibration, pay attention, be focused on her friends, understand the environment. You know what I mean? Get her number right away.
Meeting other people together,
like introducing her to your friends, stuff like that. Socializing, talking to the bartender, making her maybe a little bit jealous by talking to other girls. And then you're outside, you hop in a taxi, and it's only been 2 hours.
Do you think it's harder to talk to like one or two girls, or like does it become more and more harder if the group got bigger?
Obviously, you get she's gonna get more stimulus from a lot of people. Like it's harder to talk to a group of 6 girls that talk to a girl only that has all your attention. But
I just treat it like a big.
I mean, like if you walk in and you like a girl in a group of, like, let's say there's 3 girls.
If you try to isolate her friends will take her from you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to talk to all the group. You have to vibe all the group.
Yeah, and don't be obvious about your choice. Don't be obvious about your.
But now you're coming in,
and you shouldn't even know your choice.
Yeah, honestly. You should.
Like, a lot of the stuff that we say sounds preconceived and like contrived, like we're trying to like manipulate, but it's like, if you're just like, oh hey, what's up, nice to meet you, 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 high fives all around, what's up, oh you're kind of cute, anyway, so what are you guys doing tonight? And then it's like, and then you're like, wait, I like you more than the others, and there's more chemistry here, and there's a vibe, and then you're getting...
Okay, so you're walking in, you don't have any expectations of what's gonna happen, you're just walking in, introducing yourself kind of like boldly.
At first you game them all as if they were all tens, all your type,
all your type, and then you see which one you vibe with. Is it like the one that like you the most, or is it like what's the difference?
And you could create like a jealousy between the group,
and that's
between the girls.
And girls will like, if you're like a cool, congruent, high status, like value, like you take care of yourself, you're calibrated, like we talked about, you have social conditioning, your cues are good, you're like highly socialized, you're calm, you're confident, they'll compete with each other to like get your attention. They'll start being like, which one is he going to find hot? I'm going to look at his micro expressions to see which one he's into. Because girls are like highly calibrated creatures. And if you don't give them anything and you're just like not caring, and then you pick one, And that's like the dynamic is like you're pinging back and forth. You're like, what's possible to what am I doing? Right? You're looking at what can I do, what could be done, and what is it that I'm doing. Ideally, you get to a point where you've learned enough of that space between of what you're doing and what could be done, and you're doing the things that could be done, like approaching girls, getting numbers, getting Instagrams, getting dates. You're doing that enough that you don't have to pre-plan everything. It's like a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I know nothing about jiu-jitsu, but I know a black belt is in the present moment, and he has a whole repertoire of experience and knowledge.
Okay.
And his goal is to stay present, see what's happening, create an opportunity, and choke you out.
True. Yeah, actually, there's 4 levels to it. Maybe you heard about it. Like first, you have like unconscious incompetence. Like you don't even know that you don't know things.
Yeah.
And then and most of the time, the thing that get us at the beginning is the things that you don't even know that you don't know. You don't even know that you don't know that you have this like subcommunication thing that is bad. You don't even know. But after the unconscious competence, you have the conscious you have the conscious competence. Incompetence, sorry. Yeah. And then you have like the conscious competence and then the unconscious competence. And the unconscious competence is the level where what he's talking about. It's like jiu-jitsu guy that made so much.
It's just like a natural.
It looks natural. It feels natural. It's seamless. So by seamless, I mean like you're transitioning from moment to moment and you can't tell. It's seamless. Like I go out with my friends that are advanced and it's like I don't even, if they stop to talk to a girl, I don't even know if they know the girl or not. You know what I mean?
Okay, so they sound like...
They assume familiarity, they're very like super
natural. And I think people are very friendly in general in Montreal. Like if you go
if you approach a girl and you have an agenda and it shows and you're uncalibrated and you're acting weird about it and you're kind of trying to hide it and you feel kind of creepy about it, that's the definition of creepy. Is like you're trying to hide your true intentions and you're manipulating to get something out of it and like you're just a fucking creep, right? Look at like Harvey Weinstein or something. Like he's just like using his power to get girls. I don't even understand how that's satisfying. I really don't. And I have probably more sex than he does. Yeah. So I just feel like when I'm getting positive feedback for what I really am, like I'm showing that I've mastered or at least understood, but I feel like I've mastered a good portion of what I am, then I can convey that and I can build opportunities like...
Wonderful.
You know, and that's advanced game, right? That's what people call, it's like having that knowledge. That's why guys that fucking get into pickup, it's like I show my friends videos, girls, and they're like, what does having green tea, meditation, and the power of now have anything to do with picking up girls? But it's like everybody nowadays knows about this shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like, we're going to talk also about
everybody knows about
like
this
spirituality.
You love this subject, George. Yeah? You love this.
Yeah, exactly. I know the rules of the game. So, no, I feel like a lot of those, even a lot of guys in that domain, like they start with coaching and they go to spirituality. We're gonna talk about that, like how is that related? Like, let's give an example of all the dating coach out there will go and say like meditation helps you a lot with actually going and doing an approach or meeting girls. So, how does that, in your opinion, affect, or is it true? Do you think that meditation has any effect on game?
Of course. I mean, like...
Do you meditate to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been like 1 year and a half I started meditation. Do you meditate?
Yeah. Not every day, but yeah.
How many? Can you tell us like a little bit? Is there a schedule? Do you do like 10 minutes a day?
I have a routine. Yeah, of course. Some days, like if I wake up with a girl in my bed and then we go for brunch or something.
Yeah, you're not gonna stay there for like 2 hours.
But most of the days, I'm gonna meditate.
What does that give you? Like once you're like in the metro in the bar, like
anxiety.
What is the relation?
It trains me, and we talked about this already. To be non-reactive, to let go and actually, actually flow in the situation. Like let things happen.
Detachment.
Detachment from bad outcomes or something. Like knowing that you're here, you're living, you're being in the universe, and that basically whatever you do, whatever you mess up, represents nothing in the range, the big scale of the universe. Like it's nothing. It's only try and error. You're here in this life on your purpose, on your path, to actually do errors, to actually experience the world and you don't care about the outcome. If it goes bad, you learn. If it goes well, it's better. You improve and you go higher and higher.
Okay, beautiful.
And meditation, it trains you to be non-reactive, to be in a higher state of consciousness, more present,
clear ideas.
Yeah, less stress, less frustration.
Not kind of identify with your anxiety and your fears.
Yeah,
flow, be present, not think necessarily all the time.
And it's actually a scientific thing. Like they made after a 10-minute meditation, the amygdala was 10% less reactive, like less functioning than the people that weren't doing meditation at all. Like there was a test group that didn't meditate, and they said statement to them, and they saw how they reacted to this statement.
Okay.
And those people reacted 40% more, like the part of their brain that has the fear and all the stress reacted 40% more than the other group that meditated for 10 minutes before.
Okay,
and so
that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You get into game because you want to learn about how to get success with women. Then,
sorry, you can take it home if you want, Pedro.
I'm just gonna take water.
Then, so you learn about it to get success with women. Then you learn about your place as a man, then your place as a man in your community and society, and society's influence of you. It's like a very philosophical.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a cycle, I think.
And then you get into like me with myself, like me with women, me with myself. Right, a lot of guys get into fitness. A lot of guys get into business.
Yeah.
You know.
And you posted something on your Instagram. I'm gonna post everything, like both of your Instagrams in this video. So if everyone wants to follow you to see
people, I'm trying, bro. But like my Instagram, it's like it looks so bad. Like I'm happy because it's like I don't really care. But these videos,
well, I mean, it's alright.
These videos give it context, right? It's like okay, he's not just like a guy who's out.
I mean, look, well, whatever works for you works for you. Like
my
people,
Instagram?
Yeah. It's a bit wild, but he does like rock star kind of like.
Yeah, I think it is good.
When I used to drink, I was very unapologetic about everything I did, and I didn't care about anybody and their reaction, what they had to say. I had no empathy towards people. I just cared about partying and having fun. And now I'm very different. I do care. I care. I understand everybody's trying, and people are, doing their best or whatever you want to call it. But like it still comes off as a little bit, eccentric, my Instagram sometimes.
Yeah. 2 more questions before we close the session today. It was really nice talking to you guys. So I'm gonna start with you, Limo. What's next in that? I know right now you're doing some coaching. Mm-hmm. You're into YouTube. You're filming a lot of videos. You have a partner as well that films video with you. You do kind of like you do pranks. You do kind of like approaching. You have a couple of students as well that you have actually a lot of them. Like I'm not sure how many students you're going on boot camps or like you're actually going out with, but you have so many like people that you're helping on a daily basis. What's next for Limo if it wasn't that? Like in that dating part or in everything, you can talk about.
If it wasn't for that,
if it was like you can talk about your dating path in the next couple of months or other project that you have. Like what do you have to like expect from Limo? Like if I sit down with you in 6 months, what are we gonna do?
Okay, so what I'd love to happen is I'd love to make a program online, like teaching not only about dating, but I think dating is an aspect of life. Relationship is a big aspect, but I think as a man, you have to think about the wide range of life, like the whole picture, like health, wealth, relationship. Like if you don't have money, if you're broke, like don't bother. It's good to talk to not actually bother, like talk to talk to girl and stuff, but like it's important to have your shit together also, your health, your wealth, your fitness, your spirituality, as we talked also, and women. So what I want is really like create this whole program when there is like the 4 pillars, I call them, ingrained, like relationship, health, wealth, spirituality. Okay. And I love to produce more content. And actually I'm a student like you guys. I'm learning also. I'm also testing different things. I want to improve my game also. So I'm going to be going out this summer a lot. Of course, I'm going to be shooting content.
And you guys have a Flow Project YouTube channel. It's a great channel. I've watched so many, like all the videos that you have out there. are we gonna see Limo and Max posting consistently? Are we gonna see one video per week, or are we gonna have like 1 month, 2 months? Because you guys did a lot of good content. I think at the beginning you did a lot of editing. The black and yellow, the whole project was, I think, very, very interesting. You did a little bit of pranks, a little bit of approach. Now, first of all, are we gonna see this consistency? Number one. Number two, is it gonna be more focused on pranks? Is it gonna be focused on dating? Is it gonna be focused on live? Because as you know, like especially on YouTube, it's a niche game. At least to start, it's a niche game. So which one do you think you're gonna be able to start with, or at least to connect with the most?
Yeah. So first of all, if you guys didn't know, we're students, me and Max, as we're doing the Flow project, and we actually have a lot of like exams, things like that. That's why we stopped filming for a bit. But in the summer, hopefully we'll be very...
Judging you.
I know. I'm giving context to
the hustle. It's part of
it's part of the hustle.
Yeah.
So
make a video saying, look, I'm studying. I can't stand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't stand to study anymore. Like, I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
Here you go.
For you, Lou, I know that you already have your dating business going on. You have great stuff happening in your life right now. Was there something like, let's say in 6 months time, what would you like to achieve in terms of like maybe like health, wealth, relationships? Are we gonna see you with like a girlfriend, maybe, you know, a kid, you know?
Kid.
I have this dating business. I have my groups. I have my website coming.
Yeah.
I have videos that we're going to be doing together. I have Cliff's List. We're going to be putting together some different Instagram stuff for Cliff's List. But I want to transition into relationship game. So I want to take care of guys that are coming out of maybe a hard time, a breakup, that are divorced, either like from the range between 25 and 45 or 55 or even 65, and show them how to improve their relationships, how to meet people, maybe even matchmake. A little bit, maybe. I have a mentor. She's in New York. We're going to be talking about what the necessary steps are for me to transition into that niche.
Okay, so you're going more into like, I feel like the vibe that you're giving me. You lived your rock star life. You were going out partying. You did what you wanted to do, and you're in that phase when it's like more like you're more centered. You're more calm. You're looking for something not necessarily serious, like getting married serious or like monogamy serious, but you feel like you want that kind of like stability because you know what you want after all those years, and you are actually taking it. And at the same time, you don't want to like close all your options. You want to be able to go out.
I just want to.
You want to be able to have fun, and you want to deal with those guys as well. Like I think you're gonna be having a lot of clients that are younger, like 18 to 25. The people that just like are still at the beginning. They have all that energy. They're really like their communication skills is their main like problem because they don't know how to communicate properly. He's looking more at a crowd that is older, that has like more career. They kind of figure out some of their areas of their lives, and that one in particular is not working for them for so many reasons. If it was society, social conditioning, or whatever what we talked about today. So I think you guys have like completely different market. I think you both have great energy, and I think you both are going to be great coaches if you pursue that properly. And look, it was a real pleasure having you. And we're gonna have another interview at the end of the summer. We're gonna have like some videos like all over the place, but an interview like that when we talk about games, we talk about the project.
I like this format.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about our progress, what happened, and then that's it. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, bro.
Cheers.
Thank you, bro.